Can you be a bull in a china shop to supersize and grow your business? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. This is as close as I've got to a bull, and this is as close as I'm allowed to get to China for several reasons. This is one of those idioms that just makes me smile and laugh because I have been called this literally dozens of times, if not hundreds of times in my life. I've been called a bull in a china shop, and for several reasons. To be a bull in a china shop means, of course, I'm going to cheat and read with my magnifying glass what it means, because I am guilty and have been guilty of this and many, many other iterations of how to be a bull in a china shop. To be a bull in a china shop means to be a clumsy person who deals too roughly with a delicate situation. Check. Rough person who is near breakable things. Check, although now I avoid breakable things. And or a tactless person who says or does something that angers people or upsets their plans. Check! Just ask my teenage kids. I was always upsetting their plans and saying, no, you can't do that, or for whatever other reason. In corporate America, as a corporate quality person and in charge of that function for organizations, that and sanitation, I was always upsetting somebody in some other department because they didn't want to do something that they might need to do to ensure the quality and the safety of our products and services. So check, 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 check. In addition to being one of those kids that just went in full force, was running around like a chicken with my head cut off half the time as being an energetic kid. And so sometimes I would fall down and scrape my knees. Sometimes I'd run into stuff with my bike. Sometimes I would break things, right? I mean, my mom had this beautiful china, and I think I probably broke 3 pieces of that over the years. My dad had got it for her when he was traveling for 3M in Europe, and it was beautiful gold trimmed china, and lo and behold, I broke up some of those. I broke some of her good crystal. And so when I had the opportunity to get china and crystal and things for myself, I just said no. I'm like, I will stick with my hardcore pottery strong cups. And guess what? I can still break them. I remember about a year or so ago, I bought my daughter a really cute mug. It was a puppy dog mug with a tail handle on it. And I was walking into the house, and I walked too close to the rock pillars, and the bag tapped against it and broke off the handle at that. So again, bull in a china shop. So where does this idiom come from, and why does it make me laugh, and why is it so popular? It actually goes all the way back to the times of Aesop, the ancient storyteller, the famous ancient storyteller. He had a fable about a donkey in a pottery shop. And over the years, that donkey morphed into a bull, and they're not really sure why a bull, but probably because a bull was bigger. And in the 1500s, when fine china and fine dining ware was introduced into Europe, then the pottery shop became a china shop. So we then have bull in a china shop. And in about 1834, the first recorded time of this actual saying being published was by a gentleman by the name of Frederick Marryat, which is a really interesting name, who wrote in his story Jacob Faithful. Yeah, Jacob Faithful. He actually used the phrase a bull in a china shop. And in the 1940s, an American publicist used and actually walked a bull through a china shop in New York City as a publicity stunt. I don't remember what he was promoting, but that was the only actual recorded occurrence of that, literally a bull in a china shop. Really good publicity stunt, actually. So how can you use this idiom? How can you use this saying? Why would being a bull in a china shop, why would being direct or not delicate or straight to the point or brusque or rough be a good thing in supersizing and growing our business? I can think of several ways. And why do I think of several ways? Well, probably because that's inherent in who I am. I am just a very direct, straightforward person. And so I can try to deny that, and I can try to be meek and humble and sugarcoat things. But guess what? When I'm sugarcoating something, people can see right through that. So I learned that I needed to embrace who I am, and we all need to embrace who we are. And if being a bull in a china shop is part of who I am, how do I use that in my favor in terms of how I show up in the world, how I serve people, how I am? Because I can't really, there's parts of our being and parts of our nature that are really, really difficult to change. So how can I make that what feels like a disadvantage to a lot of people? A lot of normal people would say, hey, why would you ever identify with being a bull in a china shop? And I say, because when people tell you something often enough, you start to believe it and you become that. So you can feel bad about that, or you can find ways to use that in your favor. And we can do that with anything that we are. So being a bull in the china shop reminds me to be myself. It also reminds me to make choices and decisions based on what's inherent in my nature. I literally stay out of china shops. I'm not going into one. I stay out of, if I walk by a storefront and it's got all these fabulous, delicate little breakable things and all the aisles are super narrow and close together and I'm carrying a backpack or a big bag, I'm not going into that shop. I'm just going to make sure that I match myself with the environment that I place myself into. That's another thing we want to do, is we want to match our skills and abilities and the things we're awesome at and who we are in our genius zone with how we're showing up in the world. We want to be bullish and direct and bullheaded about our vision, our purpose, our principles, our values, who we really are, and what our business stands for, and what we're here to create in the world. We want to be confident and direct and clear about that. And to me, that's being direct and to the point and consistent and being a bull in the china shop. We also want to remember that we need to drink a coffee. Sometimes when we're saying no to something, when we're being a naysayer, when we're standing up for what we believe in, when we're voicing our opinion, when we're sharing our expectations, when we're being direct, when we're investigating things like root cause and why things occur, and then putting processes and systems in place to make sure that they don't happen again, or to make sure that we're providing a level of service and products to people that is consistent with what we want to put out there in the world, people hear that or see that as being a bull in the china shop. I see it as, I used to see it in corporate America as doing my job, but as a corporate quality executive and as a sanitation person, geez, sanitation right now, I would really have been considered a bull in the china shop, because I was all in before COVID-19 with respect to the businesses that I worked in and my own businesses that I ran. So I would really be ruffling feathers now, because it's not hard to do the right thing. It's actually easier to do the right thing and go the extra mile and put systems and processes in place that ensure the safety of the people that you serve, the people that work in your organization, than it is to not do that. I've been in some organizations and worked with some organizations that wanted to do things as inexpensively and cheaply and quickly as they possibly could. And if that meant cutting corners in terms of product or quality or safety, they would be okay with that. Me, not so much. And especially as a quality person, it's like there's always another way to do something. There's always a faster, easier, more efficient and effective way to do something. That's called continuous improvement. But we start where we are and we do the best we can given what we know, and then we always look to do that better and better and better. And on that, and on the things that I believe in, I am definitely a bull in the china shop, and I'm all about that. I embrace that image, because I'd rather be bullish for what I believe in and have people know and not like me for that, than to have people wondering what the heck I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So those are some ways I think that we can use being a bull in the china shop to our advantage as business owners. And you might have noticed a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of really successful business owners are like that. They are unapologetically who they are. They are themselves. They are passionate and very direct about what they stand for, what they believe in, what they think is right, and how they're going to show up and what they're going to do to impact this planet. That's it. That's our idiom for today. I would love to know what you think of this idiom. I'd love to know if anybody besides me has ever actually been called to their face a bull in the china shop. And I mean lots of times, but even once. Or if you've ever seen somebody that just barrels in and is a total bull in the china shop. I've seen a lot of that in every aspect, every area, every industry of my life. And maybe because we look for people that are like us, and that's why I find them and I see them. That's it. That's our idiom for today. Go out, make it a fantastic day. I will be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how might you use it to grow and supersize and build the business that you want today? Take care.